In the journey of pursuing goals, the lack of external validation can feel like an insurmountable obstacle. It's easy to feel discouraged when others don't seem to care about your ambitions, when their lack of interest makes you question whether the path you're on is even worth it. At times, it may seem that no matter how much effort you put in, how hard you strive, or how passionately you work toward your dreams, the people around you remain indifferent. Yet, this is when staying focused on your goals becomes the most important thing you can do. The world can be noisy, and sometimes, in that noise, it's easy to lose yourself, to drown in the opinions, judgments, and lack of acknowledgement from those you expect to support or at least notice your efforts. But here's the truth. Validation is not a reliable compass for success. Those who don't care, whether they be friends, family, or even society at large, are not the ones who will live with the results of your decisions. You will. The journey to success, or even personal fulfillment, is often a lonely one. There will be moments when you feel like you're walking alone, without a hand to hold or a voice to guide you. Those are the times that test your resolve. When nobody claps for you, when nobody seems to notice your progress, you must learn to clap for yourself. Recognize your victories, however small, and cherish them. For in the end, self-acknowledgement is far more powerful than the fleeting praise of others. In moments of doubt, when the world feels indifferent to your dreams, remind yourself why you started in the first place. Was it to gain approval? To impress someone? Or was it because something inside you burns with a passion so strong that you can't imagine doing anything else? Focus on that fire within. Let it drive you forward, even when external sources of motivation are scarce. Your goals are yours. No one else needs to understand or care about them. There is freedom in this realization. When you stop waiting for others to cheer you on, you take ownership of your journey in a new way. You realize that their opinions, or lack thereof, are irrelevant to your progress. Whether people are watching or not, your responsibility remains the same: to show up day after day and do the work. You are no longer working for applause or recognition. You are working because your goals deserve it, because you deserve it. It's not always easy. The mind craves validation, and rejection or indifference can sting. But in learning to detach from the need for external validation, you build resilience. You cultivate a deeper sense of purpose that doesn't waver in the face of disinterest. You become someone who doesn't need the world to watch in order to thrive. That kind of strength is unshakable. It is the strength of someone who is truly focused. Imagine if all the great innovators, artists, or thinkers gave up because no one cared about their early work. If they had thrown in the towel at the first sign of indifference, the world would be devoid of some of its greatest achievements. Many of them were ignored, mocked, or dismissed before they made their mark. But they didn't stop. They didn't falter because they knew their goals mattered, even when others couldn't see it. Their stories are not anomalies. They are testaments to the power of self-belief and perseverance. If there's one thing to take from these examples, it's this: just because they don't care now doesn't mean they won't care later. People often don't recognize the value of someone's work or vision until it's impossible to ignore. And by then, you'll be so far ahead, so deep into your journey, that their eventual approval will feel like an afterthought rather than a necessity. You will have already found validation in your efforts and progress, in the quiet moments where you pushed through without needing anyone's applause. But here's the catch: even if they never care, even if the world never comes around to acknowledge your achievements, that's still okay, because the goal isn't to make them care. The goal is to reach a place where their caring or not caring doesn't affect you. To focus on your goals means detaching from the outcome of recognition and instead immersing yourself in the process. The process is where growth happens, where skills are honed, and where passion is sustained. Recognition may come or it may not, but the process is where the magic lies. Staying focused on your goals when others don't care teaches you a valuable lesson about self-worth. It shows you that your value is not dependent on the opinions of others. Your worth is intrinsic. It is tied to your being, your work, and the impact you choose to make. Don't let the indifference of others diminish that. Instead, let it embolden you, make you more determined to show up for yourself day after day.